There's been this thought over the last maybe half century that the government keeps secrets from us, and we bump into them and find out, and then the rumor mill starts and all the other fun stuff happens, and it is what it is. Good, bad, indifferent. If you go back 150 years ago, when the United States government changed the weight on its coinage, they actually marked the coins that year to let people know, hey, it's a little bit less. Just want to be honest with everybody. What a great idea, right? You know what coin I'm talking about? It's that seated Liberty $50 from 1853. And tonight, for a couple of minutes anyways, we get to talk about it. So during the 1800s, the early part of our colonial days, the coin design was called the bust. It was a bust of Liberty. And then it was replaced by the seated Liberty, which is the design you see right here. And the series itself lasted from 38 all the way to 91. It was the coin in circulation for pretty much the entire run of the 1800s. In 1853, just due to economic conditions, the growing country, the U.S. decides we're going to slightly lighten up the weight on the $50. It used to be 13.36 grams, basically 3 to an ounce-ish, right? And we're lowering it to 12.44, which is what we see today on the silvers. What they did on the coin to make sure we knew the change was happening is we put arrows around the date. And they continue with the arrows in 54 and 55. That way people would know the change. This is the lighter, slightly lighter $50. They did it for the dimes and the quarters as well, by the way. But on the $50, they did something unique as well, but only year one, 1853, this year. And you'll notice there's rays around the eagle. Those rays are not there in 1954 and 1955, even though the arrows are. So the very first year of this change, the first time in U.S. history up to this point, they changed the obverse with the arrows, they changed the reverse with the rays, letting everybody know we're moving forward. Now, the other part, and this is just me, look at $50. They had room to spell out $50. They just chose not to. $50, period. Simplicity sometimes is best. A couple of other things to talk about with this one, and then we got to go. First of all, we talked many times in the past about 1861 is the cutoff for our really rare area in history, U.S. coins. And that is because during the Civil War, both sides, anything they could find, melted it down. And the coins weren't good, but the bullion was. And the reason why the coins weren't good is nobody knew that was lending us money, using it, who was going to be winning at that time. It was the war was active. But the bullion was bullion. So finding pre-Civil War stuff, tough. The other is, if you look at this outright raw mintage, how many they made. And here is the number, right? If you add up all of the seated liberties, all of them, they're significantly less than the 64 Kennedy by itself, which is the last 90% silver. Love this coin. Lots of activity on the phones. If it's in your shopping cart, avccoins.com, push it through. This one's going to sell out in a matter of minutes right now. My competition, $175 to $189. And I think our quality is way better and our price is just knocking it out of the park. Thanks for listening.